Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing great and had a great Christmas weekend. I honestly cannot believe that Christmas is over and we're actually already planning and thinking about the new year. But as you can tell from the title down below, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 10 things that I try to do, honestly, that last week of the year between Christmas and New Year's. These are things that I do every single year that just make a world of difference, welcoming the new year, starting the new year fresh and clean and everything like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that I like to do, and I typically don't do it the day after Christmas because I like to watch the kids and have them kind of bask in that after Christmas glow, so to speak, if you know what I mean. But typically that 2 days after Christmas, I start to kind of take down the Christmas decorations. And in all transparency, I actually don't have a lot of Christmas decorations. I'm not a huge holiday decorator. However, we do have the Christmas tree, obviously, and the ornaments and everything like that that we put away. But typically, just a couple days after Christmas, I like to get that all taken down and put away. That way I can really start the cleaning process around it, if that makes sense. But the first thing I always do for that week between Christmas and New Year's is definitely take down the Christmas stuff. So the second thing after I do get the tree taken down is I do try to deep clean the living room, because at this point, because our tree has been up, I haven't dusted or really cleaned much around it. We actually do put our tree up really early, which is probably why I like taking it down right after Christmas because it's already been up for like a month and a half at this point. But anyway, so I always try to deep clean the living room. I don't just do like the baseboards, sweeping and mopping and clean out from under the couch, but I do the windows, try to get those all squared away and cleaned. It makes a huge difference to me when I do deep clean the living room, because I can then start the new year fresh and clean, and there's honestly nothing better than doing that. So the third thing that I do between that Christmas and New Year's week is I go through our kids' toy room and kind of clean out and purge other toys that they either don't play with or they don't want anymore. And this is a process that I try to include them in, because I try not to discard or get rid of any of their toys that they either want, even if I know they haven't played with it in a month. If they still really want that thing, then I try to honor that and respect them as little people, and so I try not to throw that away. So when it comes to cleaning out the toy room, I ask their input on pretty much everything. It does take a little bit longer, but I love seeing them actually consciously make a decision on whether or not something adds value to their life. And I think having them think through things, as far as like, I asked them, like, I know you haven't played with it in a few months. Is it really something you actually want, or can mommy take it away? And most of the time, honestly, they haven't played with it in that long. They're like, oh, well, I don't want it anymore anyway. And then I can put it in our box for donations and things like that. But it takes pretty much a couple of hours to sort through everything, to organize everything, to put all their little loose play parts back where they go and things like that. But it's a process that I do try to involve them in. And then the fourth thing I do, and this is honestly after the clean of the toy room, is we then find their new homes for their new toys, and they love it. And they find a special place for them on their toy shelf, and they have so much fun, and they get so much joy and delight finding new homes for their things after choosing to get rid of some of the things that they didn't want anymore or they didn't play with. So yeah, that's the fourth thing that we do, and that is organize all of the new toys. The fifth thing I try to do before that New Year's Eve date / New Year's rolls around is deep clean my entire kitchen. And this is like a 2-day process. So the week, again, between Christmas and New Year's is really busy for me at home. But I have to like try to clean the fridge, I do food organization, I try to clean our utensil drawers, and just all of those little drawers that over time just get really dirty really quickly. So I try to get that completely cleaned out, so again, I could start the new year on a very fresh and clean note. The sixth thing I try to do, and this is not something I do honestly apart from this week of the year, and that is clean out my own personal clothing and closet and things like that. I go through things that if I know I have not worn a certain thing for a year, I honestly just, it automatically kind of goes into my donation box. But doing that at the end of the year really helps me, because my closet is actually pretty small. It helps me make sure that what I have is very intentional. I'm going to wear it, and I do wear it a lot. And then if I don't, then that thing can then be donated and things like that. So yeah, the sixth thing is definitely going through my own closet. The seventh thing kind of goes along with the clothing thing as well, and that is organizing all the kids' clothing, which can take a while. I kind of switch out the sizes. make sure they have everything they need for the rest of the winter. But then I honestly go through their spring and summer wardrobes as well. And I do this because our family loves buying as much pre-owned items as we can. But the only downside of that is it does take a lot longer to build that summer wardrobe or winter wardrobe or whatever season it is that we are shopping for at the time. So honestly, starting now, honestly, every time I go into a thrift store or anything like that, I'm already looking for those summer sizes for the kids. So I try to go through like the season before. So right now, I'm kind of taking inventory on what they need still. Ellie, my 4-year-old little girl, she grew so much this year, so she's not going to be able to wear anything that she wore last summer. So for her, so she's the oldest girl. I know my 18-month-old is kind of growing up, and since they were born in the same season, I don't really need much for her. But for my 4-year-old, she's going to need an entire new summer wardrobe. So I'm already kind of looking out for items for her. And for her, it's kind of easy because she loves dresses, so I'm already kind of starting to collect the summer clothes and things like that. And then same with my 6-year-old son, he also grew a lot, so we'll be needing a whole new summer wardrobe for him. And I don't know, buying pre-owned stuff saves a ton of money. I actually enjoy it a lot. I love thrifting. If you are new here, you'll find that out probably pretty soon. But I love thrifting, and I love how much money it saves our family and how intentional it makes us be with where we tell our money to go when it comes to clothing. And just the entire perk of buying pre-owned, because you don't have to worry about the kids destroying their clothing when you get stuff for a super affordable price. But anyway, yeah, the 7th one is organizing all my kids' clothes. So the 8th thing that I try to do before that New Year rolls around is wash every single bedding article that we own. Not necessarily own, but that we use, if that makes sense. We typically wash our sheets on a very regular basis anyway. Definitely our pillowcases, like that's not really something I worry about because they're washed all the time. But I do wash all the blankets, all the big comforters, just everything that gets put on the bed, even all the throw blankets laying around the house. I'll even throw in the curtains in the wash, just get everything clean all at once. That way, again, we start out the year fresh and clean. I'm probably going to be saying that line like every other time around here. So the 9th thing that I try to do before the New Year rolls around is deep clean our bathrooms. And it's not just like deep clean the bathrooms, it's more like cleaning out the products in said bathrooms. Like I know I have a lot of personal products of mine that are either expired that I honestly just need to toss. Some like makeup products we need to toss, some bath products that we just need to toss because they're old and expired. Those little bottles of shampoo that have like this much in them. And so those we need to get used up and tossed, and just things like that that I need to purge and get rid of. And I always like after I do that because it cleans up a lot of space and it gets rid of just all the bathroom clutter because there is a lot of it, especially little people. But yeah, so definitely doing that is my 9th thing on my to-do list this year. Last thing that I wanted to mention that I try to do before the first of every year, and that is do inventory check, honestly, on all of our school things. Now for Christmas, the kids did get a whole new batch of glitter glue, some markers, crayons, and everything like that. So we're all set as far as school supplies. However, before the start of every year, I like to go through the previous year's school papers, toss any papers we don't need, keep a few that I want for my own personal keepsake box, and things like that. But go through all of those so we're not adding in a whole nother year of school thrown into another year, if that makes sense. That way we can just start fresh and clean with our books, pick up where we left off on our second semester, and things like that. I did actually make a couple curriculum switches. I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming video, but I have new curriculum that I need to go over and organize and get laid out and switch it out for the old stuff that we're kind of going to be supplementing with. But that's definitely one of my top priorities. I put it at number 10 because when I was making the list, I was like, oh, that's one of my actual top priorities that I do have to get done this week, is go through our morning cart, organize that, get out our unit study things for things that we want to study in January, and things like that. But yeah, anything school related. Honestly, taking the old out, bringing in the new, and getting ready so that first week of the year we can start again fresh and clean. Well guys, thank you so much for being here and watching today's video. If you haven't already, I'd love to have you join our family, and you can do so by subscribing down below. But until our next video, you guys stay safe and God bless. Bye.